This is the first video of the All the Lines series. In this series, we will be visiting every line on the entire MTR network. The first line that we will be covering is the oldest railway in Hong Kong, the East Rail Line. Built in 1910, it is the first heavy railway in Hong Kong. Currently, it is a modern commuter railway for residents of the new territories. It carries more than 1 million people every day and is a backbone of transit in Hong Kong. It measures 34 kilometers in length from Lo Wu, but 41 kilometers from Lok Ma Chau, making it the longest railway line on the MTR network. It also has the longest trains at 12 carriages. However, this is all about to change soon. The opening of the Sha Tin to Central Link will mean that the title for the longest line will go to the Tuen Ma line. The very beginning of our journey takes us to the clock tower at Shek, the former terminus of the Kowloon Canton Railway. When the railway was first put into operation, it ran from Canton, now Guangzhou, till the Star Ferry piers in Shek, ready to take passengers to the island. The clock tower is the only remnant of the former Kowloon Station, which was demolished in 1977 after the new Kowloon Station opened at its present-day location in Hong Kong. That takes us to our next stop, Hong Kong Station. Now the terminus of the East Rail Line, Hong Kong Station is also an interchange station with the West Rail Line. Hong Kong is the site of the future Sha Tin to Central Link, and the new platforms are under construction. This will link the Ma and Shan line with the West Rail Line via Diamond Hill and Ho Man Tin, and the extension of the East Rail Line to Admiralty Station. The East Rail Line is the only MTR line without platform screen doors or platform gates. Another feature that makes the East Rail Line distinct is the first-class carriage. As a legacy of the Kowloon Canton Railway, a first-class ticket on the East Rail Line can get you some extra comfort for a price. Something else that you won't find elsewhere in Hong Kong are intercity through trains that share the same tracks as the commuter rail line. Most of these are operated by China Railways, going to Guangdong, and overnight services for Shanghai and Beijing. Hong Kong, until recently, had a freight yard behind it for express postal services by freight train. This was later dismantled when the demand for freight services declined. If you go back in time on Google Earth, you can still see the old buildings with freight trains being loaded with mail. If you have looked at this section of Victoria Harbour, you may have noticed this oddly shaped piece of reclaimed land behind Hong Kong Station. You may be inclined to think that this is the Cross Harbour Tunnel, but this is actually the remnants of Hong Kong's mini container terminal, used to ship freight containers onto the KCR from Kwai Chung Container Terminal, which can also be seen on Google Earth. The bus station on top of the station also used to be a railway depot. Leaving Hong Kong Station towards Mong Kok East, look out on the right and you will see the construction of the Tuen Ma line from Ho Man Tin. Look out on the left and you will see the abandoned set of tracks leading to the former Kowloon Station in Shek. You will also notice the distinct British signalling system that is in place. An interesting thing to note is that all these signals are readable from both directions, so that the train directions can be switched if need be. The train then passes under tunnel number 1A under Princess Margaret Road. Tunnel number 1 was demolished during double tracking. The train then enters noise barriers which continue for the most part till Mong Kok East. This station has 3 platforms, with the third platform being used for the occasional train that berths there, such as the morning service that terminates here. Mong Kok East also contains a hidden and disused freight yard next to platform 3. Carrying on from Mong Kok East, only short noise barriers are required because of the lack of high-rises in the upper-class suburb of Kowloon Tong. At Kowloon Tong, a busy site is not uncommon. This is the preferred interchange for urban areas in Hong Kong because of the short interchange compared to Shek East. The opening of the Tuen Ma Line Phase 1 has reduced the reliance of Kowloon Tong as an interchange station because commuters can now change at Diamond Hill. Kowloon Tong Station is the only station where there are 4 platforms, but both pairs are numbered platform 1 and 2. In other words, the Kwun Tong line platforms are numbered 1 and 2, and the platforms for the East Rail Line are also numbered 1 and 2. Leaving Kowloon Tong, the line passes through the Beacon Hill Tunnel, the longest on the line, which you can find out more about in my video about its predecessor. After leaving the Beacon Hill Tunnel, the train is now in the new territories. On the right is a nice view of the new Hin Keng station on the Tuen Ma line. Tai Wai station is next, an interchange station with the Tuen Ma line. After crossing the Xingmen River, and now 10 kilometers from Hong Kong, we reach Sha Tin station. With 4 platforms, Sha Tin station allows commuter trains and express intercity trains to use the station simultaneously. The Sha Tin new town has the largest population in the new territories. The area around Sha Tin used to be called Lek Yuen, but the British mistook the name of the area for the nearby Sha Tin Wai village. The only remnant of the Lek Yuen name is the Lek Yuen housing estate nearby. On the way to the next station, Fo Tan, you will see the Racecourse branch line split off from the main line. Fo Tan has 4 platforms, but only 3 tracks. The middle track is served by 2 platforms on either side, and is used to terminate and start trains to boost frequencies on the busy sections during rush hours. On the eastern side of the station is the Ho Tung Lao Depot, the main depot of the East Rail Line. It houses the rolling stock of the East Rail Line and, occasionally, some of the intercity through trains. 2 types of trains run on the East Rail Line, 29 refurbished Metro Camel EMUs and 8 newer SP 1900 EMUs. However, because the extension of the line till Admiralty cannot accommodate the 12-car trains, these models are being phased out and replaced with the new 37 R-stock Hyundai Rotons, with the first train expected to come into service in mid-2020. To the northeast of Fo Tan Station is Racecourse Station. If trains stop at Racecourse Station, they will omit Fo Tan Station. Trains only stop at Racecourse Station on racing days. Continuing our course along the Xingmen River, we head towards University Station. The Racecourse branch joins us again. Named Maliu Shui before the opening of the Chinese University of Hong Kong, the station is built on a sharp curve, creating a large gap between platforms and trains. The station used to have tunnels number 3 and 4 on either side of the station, but these were demolished when the line was double-tracked. University Station is also one of the few remaining stations where sections of the platforms are uncovered. Leaving University behind, we enter Pak Shek Kok. This section of track has actually been changed from the original 1910 alignment, which I have explained in more detail in another video. The train then enters tunnel pairs 5 and 5A. 5 is the original tunnel from 1910, whereas tunnel 5A is a new tunnel built to allow 2 tracks to pass. The line goes through the mountain here rather than following the coastline like the highway does. The line then passes through a scenic section of countryside on its way to Tai Po Market. On the way there, we pass the trackside villas. These are staff quarters that were built by the KCR on the site of the former, now demolished Tai Po Cow station. This station used to be popular because of the pier nearby, which people would take to reach destinations further east. But this pier got replaced by the Maliu Shui Pier near University Station. This explains why the pier opposite the tracks is called Railway Pier. The train then continues onto Tai Po New Town and reaches Tai Po Market Station after crossing the Tai Po River. Tai Po Market has platforms similar to Fo Tan's, with 4 platforms and 3 tracks. On the way to Tai Wo, the next station on our trip, we can see the Hong Kong Railway Museum on the right. The galleries of the museum are located in the old Tai Po Station building built in traditional Chinese architecture. Apart from the station building, the museum also contains the original Tai Po Market station sign, a traditional signal house, Hong Kong's first diesel locomotive Sir Alexander, and a railway engine from the Shattercock branch line. Recently, on May 27th, the last remaining steam carriage was moved to the Railway Museum for permanent exhibition. After crossing the Lam Tsuen River, we end up at Tai Wo Station. Tai Wo Station has a simple 2-platform, 2-track design. Tai Wo Station is one of the only stations where there are no street exits. Both of the exits at Tai Wo Station lead to a shopping mall. After leaving Tai Wo, the East Rail Line winds through the picturesque Lam Tsuen Valley. This section of the line is more rural and desolate than Tai Po New Town. However, from the train, you will be able to see the newly opened Hung Yin Wai Highway, which splits off from Expressway 9 on the New Territory Circular Road. The Lungshan Tunnel on the highway at 4.8 kilometers long is the longest road tunnel in Hong Kong. Not long after, we reach Fanling and Sheung Shui new towns. Fanling Station is, along with Sha Tin Station, the first heavy rail station in Hong Kong. Fanling Station was the terminus of the Sha Tin branch line, which ran out to the Sha Tin border. A short distance later, we reached Sheung Shui Station. Sheung Shui Station is the last stop on the East Rail Line before the border stations of Lo Wu and Lok Ma Chau, which you need proper documentation to access. The Lok Ma Chau spur line splits from the main line a short distance north of Sheung Shui Station, and the main line continues on to Lo Wu and then Guangzhou after crossing the Sham Chun River. That marks the end of the East Rail Line. If you enjoyed this video, check again soon because we aim to cover all 11 lines of the MTR network in this series.